Do you guys love Mewtwo? I know a lot of you guys love to keep Mewtwo, especially even other legendary Pokemon. But in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I manage my Pokemon storage and item bag space, not just for certain activities, but also on a day-to-day basis. How I manage it and prepare myself for, an everyday gameplay of playing Pokemon GO. Because, well, we are not like the developers of this game, Niantic, where they could possibly create like unlimited storage and unlimited item bag space for themselves. So hi to all of you guys. So yep, indeed, first thing that we really would need to do, for those of you who can afford it, well, let's bring the game up and also to go to the shop, is actually to upgrade our storage space for the Pokemon storage and also the item bag. Yep, I've maxed mine out and it's definitely really helpful, especially over the last few years and the last few months of playing Pokemon GO. Definitely for those of you who are new to this game, go ahead to max out your storage space. It takes 200 Pokecoins to get an extra 50 space for each of them, and it's definitely gonna come in handy. If you're gonna ask me which one I would work on first, it really depends. It depends on how you're gonna play the game for the next few days and how hard you are playing the game, I guess. So let's go into the Pokemon storage, alright? So for me, I've always asked myself a few questions whenever I want to transfer away a Pokemon. First of all, is it of any use for me? Meaning, am I going to power it up? Am I going to evolve it? Am I going to use it for a certain purpose? Either for PvE, player versus environment, or PvP, player versus player, or Go Battle League in general? If the answer is no, then I would transfer it. The second question that I'll ask myself is this Pokemon super duper rare such that I have to keep it to, not waste a storage space on my account? If the answer is yes, that is super rare, well then I'll keep it and not transfer it. But if the answer is no, then goodbye to it, So the third question that I'll ask myself is, does this Pokemon have any trade value? When I say trade value, it means that it is rare enough for someone to actually want to obtain this particular Pokemon. If I give you an example, if I were to ask you guys, would you rather receive a shiny Charmander or a shiny Chansey? Of course, the shiny Chansey will be more valued because there is no community day for shiny Chansey or Chansey in general, such that people will definitely want it over the shiny Charmander. Higher chance for people to get it. I'm not saying that nobody would want the shiny Charmander at all. Similarly, if you take another Pokemon like say shiny Widow versus shiny Gibbo, of course people would definitely rather receive the shiny Gibbo than the shiny Widow. So when I talk about trade value, it depends on supply and demand. If the demand for that particular shiny Pokemon is high, or that particular legendary is high, then you would want to keep more supply of it. Vice versa, if the demand is low, then you do not want to keep it and just transfer it altogether, right? So I actually did already transfer a lot of my Pokemon in preparation for Go Fest, because I didn't really want to transfer certain Pokemon. Especially I transferred away roughly 100% IV Pokemon in the last few days. Ouch. Just because I did not need them anymore. As I can give you one example of why I actually transfer a certain Pokemon. Like I had 20 100% IV Dragonites. I transferred 6. Think about this. Do you think I would power up the remaining 6 if I did not even transfer them? I don't think I would, because I still have a remaining of 14, right? So, yep, first of all, you have to clear whatever that you don't really want to keep. So, I normally search 4-star. 4-star means it will show 100% IV. After doing that, I will then start transferring whatever Pokemon that I do not need. Alright, sometimes I do keep a certain, type of Pokemon like, Timber or whatsoever to trade to my friends. And as for the shiny and the legendary Pokemon, later I'll show you guys how I do them. But for the shadow Pokemon, yes, I do keep a lot of shadow Pokemon also. But for some of them, I've already appraised this one already. This one has pretty low attack but pretty decent defense and stamina. But I'm not going to keep this one also. Don't think I'll be using this for PvP. So I'm going to get rid of it. So normally I'll just purify them, and then after that I will evolve them, which I won't show you. I can show you guys one. I just evolve and then transfer it after that, just for me to clock the purification medal and also the evolution, since it costs 10% less Stardust to evolve. But I had to utilize the Candies, not Stardust, why did I say Stardust? Candies to actually evolve. But I also utilize Candies to purify. So it comes to the same, but I actually got one onto my purification medal. So anyway, yeah, I'm keeping certain Pokemon like Timber or Carablast to actually trade to my friends so that, you know, they can clock their medal also, and also they can have a chance to get a 100% IV Timber. As for whatever that I'm keeping, alright, so normally what I would do is I will search for this, alright. I do not want to see 4-star Pokemon or 100% IV Pokemon. I do not want to see certain Pokemon. So I will want to search for this, alright. So I do not want to see 100% Pokemon, alright. And then I'll put an N. And then I will also put Shiny because I do not want to transfer away my Shinies, okay. So if I do not want to transfer away my Legendaries, I will also type Legendaries, okay. So these are all the Pokemon that I technically can transfer, but I've already, you know, gotten a good number of Shadow Pokemon, which I also do not want to transfer because all those are the ones that I want to keep. So I will also type N exclamation Shadow. When you type exclamation before the whatever, you know, search symbol that you're looking for, it means it's the opposite of it. So if you put 4-star, it will show you the 100% IV, but if you put exclamation 4-star, it shows you the non 100% IV Pokemon, alright? Sorry for not mentioning that, but yep. So anyway, these are all the Pokemon that I technically could transfer, but I still have my PvP Pokemon, which I've labeled them as dot. So I can just put exclamation dot and all my PvP Pokemon will be gone also. And these are the Pokemon that I technically can transfer if I wish to, but some of them, you know, I want to keep them as they are because I want to trade to my friends. Yep, and some of them are 98%. I've already cleared whatever that I need to clear, so I'm just showing you guys how I do my appraisal. Alright, not appraisal, but searches to actually transfer away those Pokemon. If you don't need it, you have to transfer it. That's all I would have to say. If you don't wish to, you know, power it up, evolve it, or whatsoever, you would have to transfer it. Yep. So in terms of Legendaries, I have a total of 500 plus Legendaries. I've transferred a lot of Legendaries, alright? In the last, I think, 5 days, I've transferred like 100 Legendary Pokemon. I told myself that, you know, I will keep like 3 or maybe 6 Legendary Pokemon of each species, just so that, you know, my friend would want to get them. Like example, if it's a Legendary that is really sought after, like say Rayquaza for example, let's go to Rayquaza. Okay, I will keep at least 6 that I would transfer away, not transfer, trade away. Yep, I'll keep 6, at least 6 to trade away, and I still have a lot of shiny Rayquazas. If you look at, you know, your Pokemon and you feel like, oh my god, I have like an absurd number of a certain species of Pokemon, well, maybe it's time to transfer them away because you have to remember that they will come back in the future again. Okay, so they will come back in the future again, so you don't have to keep like, you know, 30, 40, 50, you know, of a certain Pokemon. For Mewtwo wise, I'm keeping all this. In the future, when Mewtwo does come back again, I don't really need to catch any single one of them because those that I'm keeping all have Side Strike, Shadow Ball, or basically legacy moves that I'm keeping to trade to people. Unfortunately, nobody is asking me for them, so, you know, I will still keep them as it is because I do not have problem with my storage space at all. But for those of you who really do have a problem with the storage space, well, maybe it's time to start transferring certain Pokemon. As for the shiny wise, you know what, well, I do have a crazy number of shiny Pokemon, 1,400 something. I did transfer a few away, at least also 200 something away. I guess if you ask me which shiny to transfer, well, transfer those that you know isn't rare at all. How do you know that it's not rare? Oh, well, very simple. All those community day Pokemon. Those like Pikachu, Abra, Weedle, you know, those that you have caught like a crazy number. Or perhaps you can just tell yourself you just want to keep 3, you know, shiny, and like you can see the Rhyhorn. Is it Rhyhorn versus the Chansey? Obviously, you would transfer away the Rhyhorn and not the Chansey, right? Similarly for the Scyther, you see I have so many Scythers, I definitely will transfer a few. If it's not because I want to make a video in the future, I definitely will transfer some of them already. Magikarp also, you see, I would transfer some of them. Lapras, you know, it's rare, so I wouldn't transfer them as some people may want to receive it for trades. EV wise, you guys should know the answer. I definitely will transfer them. See, I have so many EVs. Yeah, so it really depends on what you have. For me to tell you to transfer a certain Pokemon, it really depends on what you have, what you want to keep, and what you deem as valuable as compared to me. I may think that a Mewtwo to me is, you know, not valuable at all because I know in the future when it comes again, I'm going to rate hard, I'm going to play hard, I'm going to catch as many Mewtwo's as I can. Whereas for certain of people whom, you know, don't rate as hard as I do, would think that just one Mewtwo is really valuable. So it's really subjective to say whether a certain Pokemon is valuable to you or not. But, you know, the most important person whom you need to really take care of when it comes to keeping Pokemon to trade to people is yourself. So If you really have a problem with your storage, well, maybe it's time to, you know, transfer some of your Pokemons and save up the storage space for future more important Pokemon, especially when events such as Go Fest is coming up. Anyway, enough of the Pokemon storage. I think I've already given you guys a better idea on how to clear your storage space. Although I didn't show you guys me transferring my Pokemon, because I would dare say that if I start showing you guys what I really transferred, especially certain legendary 98%, you guys would definitely roast me in the comment section down below, man, including some of the shinies that I've transferred away. Never mind, nothing. Anyway, yeah, those are some of the tips that I would like to share with you guys. So, more importantly right now is to go into the item bag. I know a lot of you guys may or may not have a problem with the item bag space. Some of you guys, you know, manage it really, really well. But before I go into the item bag space, I want to say something about Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is kind of like our life. It's very, very important to understand that whatever we do on the game reflects upon how we actually manage our life. So let's take for example, you know, to me, Pokemon Go is like how you manage your resources. How you manage your resources in terms of your time, your, you know, your how much budget, how much spending you're willing to pump into the game, what you actually do with your budget. In fact, it also you know, teaches me how to manage the Pokemon storage, etc. A lot of people will complain, oh my god, 3000 backspace is not enough. Oh my god, 3000 Pokemon storage is not enough. Well, even if Niantic were to give you 10,000 Pokemon storage, even if Niantic were to give you 10,000 item backspace, you will still complain and say that it's not enough, because you are probably one of those people who's keeping like 500 max revive, 500 max potions. But the main question is, when are you going to finish using the 500 max potions and max revive? I have people who are doing that. I have friends who are doing that. I have to always reprimand them. Yeah, I'm very sure in your community there are people like that. Maybe you are one of them. Yeah, my point is, even if Niantic were to give us 10,000 storage space, you're probably going to keep like, you know, 7,000 you know, max revive and max potions, and you will still complain, oh my god, why do we only have 10,000 item bag space and we do not have enough space? And even for the Pokemon storage, you'll be keeping every single Pokemon that you're going to catch. Eventually, once you max out at 9,999, one Pokemon storage left, you'll be like, why isn't Niantic increasing the Pokemon storage? But yet you're keeping all those rubbish Pokemon that you're not even going to see them another time if you don't actually scroll through your item bag and storage to clear them. So anyway, enough of the rant, enough of whatever I wanted to say. Let's go into the item bag. So for me, item bag wise, well, first of all, you want to heal up all your Pokemon. I actually did 2 raids just now, 2 what do you call that, Kyurem raids, and also 1 Roselia raid. So I want to heal up all my Pokemon first. You want to make sure all your Pokemon are healed. I think that's the simplest thing to do, first of all. And then the thing I always ask myself is, what is my activity for today and tomorrow? If I do not need certain items, like for example, if I do not need potions, I will transfer, you know, discard them away. And I'm not too worried about getting the items because, you know, of how I play the game. Of course, it really depends on how you play. If you really do not have a lot of Pokestops or gyms in your area, well, maybe you need to keep some of those items more as compared to what I'm doing, because it really depends on your items. You're gonna, on your activities, sorry. If you're gonna raid, if you're gonna fight Team Rocket, Grants, Team Leaders, of course you need, you know, potions and revives more, but not until like 500 something each, you know, especially when you're in Singapore, and Singapore has a lot of Pokestops. From what I can see from, you know, comparing to other rural places in other countries. Yeah, so that's why I always reprimand people who keep so many things. So for me wise, right, I actually don't keep any TMs also, because I know I'll be raiding like daily, especially when my friends are inviting me for raids, so I can discard away all my TMs except the elite TMs, obviously. Yeah, as for the rare candies, you want to try to use it on certain legendaries that you really need the candies for. I know some of you guys will be saying, no, I want to keep the candies for future Pokemon, I want to keep the candies for future legendaries like Black Kyurem, White Kyurem, or whatever. Think about this. If it's hurting your item backspace, well, it's time to utilize the candies on a certain Pokemon. For me, like I said, I don't have to worry about that because I do raids very frequently, so I get the rare candies very often. But if you want to keep it for the future, think about this. Aren't you going to be raiding the future legendary raid bosses that you will be able to get more candies? So if the answer is yes, then I think you may want to use maybe your 2, 3, 4, or 500 rare candies that you have in your item bag right now on certain legendary Pokemon that you do not have enough candies for. Anyway, the next one, we are also going to buy the remote raid passes. You guys saw that I have 2 remote raid passes, right? But we can have a total of 5 in our item bag. So I normally have 5, and I know that I'm going to utilize those 5 no matter what, because yeah, I'm going to do raids eventually. And also those premium battle passes, I'm going to utilize them as the days passes. As for gifts wise, we don't really have to worry about that because it does not attribute to the item bag space at all. As for the ticket also, it does not attribute to it. As for the Pokeball and Ultra Ball and Great Balls that I have, well, these are enough for me all the time. But like I said, I always go out there to grind, and when I grind, I spin a lot of Pokestops and I get a lot of balls back. Also, if you do not have enough balls, Pokeballs, okay, you can always open up your friends' gifts, your friends' 30 gifts. For those of you who did not check out the video that I made, the one that you can put your friend code up there to you know, have people invite you to open their gifts or perhaps even send gifts to people, well, check out the video, the one that I did for the Go Fest Friendship Challenge. So anyway, yep, these are also the things that I keep right now in my storage because I have a total of 773 golden raspberries. Not because I keep that all the time. I usually get rid of them. I usually feed them to the gyms, the Pokemon in the gyms. I don't use them to catch Pokemon at all. I know some of you guys may want to keep like 100, 200, 300, 400 or whatsoever to, you know, defend your gyms or whatsoever purpose. I understand that, but ask yourself this: is 400 golden berries too much for you? If the answer is yes, maybe it's time to use it for other purposes, like maybe catching Pokemon or maybe dumping your berries into the gyms. If you think 400 is not enough, well, maybe have a limit for yourself. For me, my limit is 0, alright? Meaning, I do not want my golden berries to even, you know, be at this number. Maybe 0 is too low. 10, you know, 10 just in case I get a hundo. I keep forgetting that I still need to use it to catch hundo. But yeah, 10 is the bare minimum. So you can tell yourself there's a bare minimum of the golden berries that you want to keep. Certain people will keep like 100 because they just want to use the golden berries to like gym defend, or perhaps even just use it on 100 or 98% IV Pokemon. Certain people, they want to gym defend, they want to, you know, feed the gyms, they want to do whatever thing. So it really depends on what you want to do. Everybody's, you know, way of playing the game is different. That's all I can say. So my way of playing the game is very different. Also, some of you guys would still feel that the way I'm playing is like a bit too ridiculous, but this is the way I play. And I would say that, you know, for me, I know that whatever resources that I'm lacking in, I can get back very, very easily. For those of you who feel that it's difficult to get a certain amount of resources, yes, you know, you can keep. But think about this. I can give you the example of my friend, of one who keeps 500 max potions and 500 max revives. He keeps those resources for gym purpose, meaning he will use it to fight gym and whatsoever. Then I asked him the question, how long will it take for you to utilize 500 of your max potions and max revives, assuming you actually gym non-stop? And I did the math for him. I calculated for him. If he were to whack the gym non-stop continuously for more than 1 week, alright, more than 1 week, non-stop means 24 hours times 7 days, non-stop, he will still not finish using both the max potion and max revives. Yep, no joke. And another thing though, you know, he does join us for raids from time to time. And when he joined us for raids, especially on the weekends, we would do like, you know, 70 or 100 raids together. His revives and hyper potions would go up to the roof. And when his hyper potions and revives goes up to like 200 each, so he will have a total of 1,400 potions, right? And revives, right? He would start complaining, oh my god, I cannot buy the remote raid pass. Oh my god, I cannot buy the remote raid pass. My bag is exploding. Then we will be like, dude, you have 1,400 like potions and revives that you are not utilizing at all. And you know, me and Auntie Gladys and Leo will be like, we'll be deleting the items in front of him to show him that, yo, we are not even keeping all this. Why are you keeping all this, man? Yeah. So you know, as I'm speaking, my, you know, Go Plus is also spinning the Pokestop for me. I got myself a potion. I'm not gonna keep it at all because, yep, it's wasting the backspace for me. So yep, you guys might be wondering what am I gonna do with all those berries or whatever. Yes, I'm gonna head on out right now to go and dump the berries. 100 every 30 minutes, but yeah, I try to get rid of them as much as I can, and that's how I upkeep my item bag and also my Pokemon storage. Hopefully you guys have gotten a better insight as to how I actually manage the Pokemon storage and item bag space. It might not be as detailed and as precise as what you guys want to see, but this is how it is. It's just a summary of how I do it, and hopefully you guys would, you know, be encouraged or be motivated to actually get rid of some of your Pokemon and some of your item bags stuff. Although it's kind of painful, but you have to do it if you guys want to play the game more efficiently, especially for those of you who really have a problem with your item bag and also your Pokemon storage. Yep, you guys have to get rid of it, man. Think about this, I got rid of 98% legendary Pokemon. Think about this. some of my friends had to transfer away certain shinies because it's clogging up their, backspace or whatsoever. Yeah. So anyway, with that said, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully with fewer problems and fewer storage and item backspace. Yeah. Bye!